Ladies and gentlemen, Australia's 50-cent coins may look ordinary, but hidden among them are treasures worth thousands of dollars. From the proud spirit of the 1982 Commonwealth Games to the futuristic brilliance of the 1994 Millennium coin and the patriotic celebration of 1995's decimal anniversary issue, every one of these coins tells a story of history, pride, and hidden fortune. Then came the Sir Weary Dunlop tribute, honoring a true World War II hero, and the 2002 year of the Outback, capturing Australia's rugged heart. And finally, the 2005 Melbourne Commonwealth Games coin, a shining icon of national triumph. Each one is rare, powerful, and worth far more than its face value, so stay tuned, because you might just be holding a small piece of Australia's million-dollar legacy in your hand. And now, let's begin this incredible journey with the very first treasure, the 1982 Australian 50-cent coin, a masterpiece minted to celebrate the XII Commonwealth Games in Brisbane, marking a proud moment when Australia's sporting spirit was captured forever in shining metal. The story of this coin begins with the excitement of the Commonwealth Games themselves. Brisbane, the proud host city, was alive with energy, welcoming athletes from across the Commonwealth. The Royal Australian Mint decided to capture this historic moment forever by producing a special commemorative coin unlike any other in circulation. Unlike the regular coat of arms design seen on most 50-cent coins, this 1982 edition featured something extraordinary on its reverse, a stylized image of a bounding kangaroo in motion, representing athleticism, strength, and Australia's unstoppable energy. It wasn't just art, it was national pride engraved in metal. The obverse of the coin, as always, carried the elegant profile of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Arnold Machin. Her portrait symbolized stability and tradition, while the kangaroo on the reverse symbolized movement and progress, a perfect harmony for a nation on the rise. This coin was struck in cupronickel, giving it that silver-gray brilliance collectors admire. Weighing 15.55 grams and featuring the iconic dodecagonal, 12-sided shape, it was bold, unique, and immediately recognizable, a true standout among Australian circulating coins. Now, what truly makes this coin valuable isn't just its commemorative purpose, but the story it tells. Every single 1982 Commonwealth Games coin represents a moment of national pride, a celebration of unity, and a tribute to sport. It embodies history, design, and emotion, three pillars that drive collectors to treasure it even today. Over the years, the 1982 50-cent coin has become a must-have for serious numismatists. Many collectors seek not just circulated pieces, but mint-condition examples, coins that have survived the decades without a scratch, shining just as they did when first struck in Canberra. In uncirculated condition, this coin can command impressive prices in the collector market. Depending on grading, presentation, and demand, premium specimens have been seen selling for up to $2,000 to enthusiastic buyers who value historical rarity and immaculate condition. Even standard examples in brilliant uncirculated condition, stored carefully in mint sets, continue to hold strong appeal, often selling for hundreds of dollars when showcased in collector auctions. Their design and story make them timeless conversation pieces. What adds to the fascination is how this coin bridges generations. Older Australians remember holding it fresh from circulation during the excitement of the Brisbane Games, while younger collectors see it as a gateway into Australia's rich numismatic history. It's a coin that connects hearts and eras alike. Many experts agree that the 1982 Commonwealth Games 50-cent coin is one of the most elegant commemorative issues Australia ever produced. Its bold design, national symbolism, and limited release for a single event all combine to make it a cornerstone of Australian coin collections. Every detail of the kangaroo's leap across the coin reflects motion, ambition, and achievement, ideals that the Commonwealth Games themselves stood for. The artistry is powerful, timeless, and truly Australian in every sense of the word. Today, finding a pristine example, untouched by time and wear, feels like discovering a hidden relic of a golden sporting era. It's more than currency. It's a collectible masterpiece that tells a story with every gleam of its metal surface. Collectors across the world seek this coin for what it represents: the spirit of competition, national pride, and design brilliance. It has become a global symbol of Australia's heritage, admired far beyond its borders. And while millions were originally struck for circulation, the true value lies in the finest surviving examples, those preserved with care, untouched by decades of handling. These are the ones that can reach their highest potential in the marketplace. So yes, the 1982 50-cent Commonwealth Games coin is valuable, not just in dollars, but in meaning, legacy, and craftsmanship. It is a piece of Australia's proud story that continues to inspire collectors and patriots alike. If you happen to find one in your coin jar, look closely, because you might be holding a little piece of history worth up to $2,000. That's not just luck, that's legacy shining right in your hand. The 1982 Commonwealth Games coin remains a symbol of triumph, design excellence, and enduring national pride. And for collectors everywhere, it stands as a shining reminder that sometimes the smallest treasures tell the biggest stories. After the triumph of the 1982 Commonwealth Games coin, Australia once again struck brilliance, this time in 1994, with a stunning 50-cent piece celebrating the Millennium, a coin that symbolized progress, innovation, and the dawning of a new era for the nation. The 1994 50-cent coin is one of those rare moments when artistry met national vision. It was issued to mark a turning point, a step toward the approaching new millennium. Australia, standing on the edge of a new era, wanted a coin that symbolized unity, progress, and innovation. The result was a masterpiece, a design that captured the heartbeat of a changing nation. Unlike ordinary circulation coins, this special edition was struck with extraordinary care. The Royal Australian Mint sought to create something futuristic, a design that would look ahead rather than back. It represented a country ready to face the next century, confident and bold. On the obverse side, the coin bears the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. Her graceful profile was surrounded by the traditional inscriptions, but it's the reverse that truly caught the attention of collectors across the globe. The reverse design celebrated the spirit of the upcoming millennium, a burst of modern symbolism, abstract patterns, and lines reflecting connection, technology, and unity. It was a design unlike any 50-cent coin that came before it, and that uniqueness became the foundation of its value. Minted in limited numbers, this coin was never mass-produced like regular circulation issues. It was created as part of a collector's release and quickly became a centerpiece in Australian coin collections. For many, owning one meant owning a piece of the nation's journey toward the future. Collectors around the world have long admired how this coin blends history and innovation. It represents the bridge between the 20th and 21st centuries, a perfect symbol of transition and hope. Each detail in its engraving whispers the story of progress and vision that defined Australia in the 1990s. What makes it even more valuable today is its rarity and pristine condition. Many of these coins were stored in sets, protected from scratches and tarnish. Those that survived in perfect uncirculated state are now commanding premium prices from passionate collectors. This 1994 Millennium 50-cent coin has reached impressive figures at auctions and private sales. Depending on condition and provenance, top-quality examples have sold for as much as $3,000, proving that its prestige continues to rise with time. Numismatists consider it one of the key transitional coins of Australia's modern era. Its clean geometric design, futuristic energy, and scarcity combine to make it a collector's dream, a coin that radiates both beauty and meaning. Each time a collector holds it, they're reminded of how coins are not just currency, but storytellers. This one tells the tale of a country standing proudly at the dawn of a new millennium, ready to define its identity for the years ahead. It's not just a coin, it's a legacy, a mirror of a generation that believed in progress, unity, and vision. And today, that belief still shines in every glint of its silver-gray surface. What further enhances its appeal is its design longevity. Even 3 decades later, it feels modern and bold. That timeless quality is one of the reasons collectors across continents are still willing to pay high prices to secure one. Some rare examples, still sealed in their original mint packaging or proof sets, have fetched incredible premiums from private collectors who refuse to let go of a piece of this milestone in Australian coinage. The 1994 Millennium 50-cent coin stands as a tribute to artistic brilliance and national pride. It captures the excitement of a generation looking ahead and the craftsmanship that made Australian minting world-class. When you hold one in your hand, you're not just holding metal, you're holding history, emotion, and the vision of a nation stepping into the future. That's what gives this coin its extraordinary value. So, if you ever come across a 1994 Australian Millennium 50-cent coin, don't underestimate its worth. It could be one of the most valuable and meaningful pieces you'll ever hold, with top examples fetching as much as $3,000 in today's collector market. This is not just a collectible, it's a celebration of Australia's spirit, its art, and its ambition. The 1994 50-cent Millennium coin remains a shining emblem of progress, a symbol that continues to inspire, and a treasure that truly belongs among the most valuable coins ever struck in the country's history. From the forward-looking optimism of the 1994 Millennium issue, we now turn to a very different but equally powerful tribute, the 1995 50-cent honoring Sir Weary Dunlop, a coin that commemorates courage, compassion, and Australia's wartime resilience. The Royal Australian Mint released this powerful coin in 1995 to commemorate the life and legacy of Sir Weary Dunlop, a man whose bravery and compassion saved countless lives during the darkest days of the Second World War. His name is etched in Australian history, and this coin ensures that his spirit is remembered forever. Sir Edward Dunlop was a military surgeon, a man of unbreakable will and humanity. During World War II, he was captured by the Japanese and forced to work on the notorious Thai-Burma Railway, also known as the Death Railway. Amid starvation, disease, and brutality, Dunlop became a symbol of hope, caring for the wounded, comforting the dying, and defying despair with relentless courage. In 1995, the Royal Australian Mint chose to immortalize this hero on a 50-cent coin, as part of Australia's remembrance of the 50th anniversary of the end of World War II. This was not merely a commemorative issue, it was a heartfelt national tribute. The obverse of the coin features the regal portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Makhlouf. But it is the reverse that captures attention, the image of Sir Edward Dunlop, standing tall in military uniform, surrounded by inscriptions that honor his service and the spirit of the Australian soldiers who endured unimaginable suffering. The design, created by Horst Hahn, perfectly captures both strength and compassion, the twin virtues that defined Dunlop's life. Every line of the engraving tells a story of courage, duty, and humanity under pressure. Minted in cupronickel with the distinctive dodecagonal 12-sided shape, the coin gleams with a soft silver tone, a fitting tribute to the purity of the man's character. It weighs 15.55 grams and carries that unmistakable Australian boldness in its design. What makes this coin so valuable today is not only its artistic and historical importance, but also its emotional power. Collectors around the world recognize it as one of Australia's most meaningful numismatic creations, a coin that honors sacrifice and service with dignity. In pristine uncirculated or proof condition, the 1995 Weary Dunlop 50-cent coin can command impressive prices on the collector's market. Some high-grade examples and special presentation sets have been known to sell for up to $3,000, depending on rarity, demand, and condition. The coin is sought after not only in Australia but internationally, especially among collectors who value coins that tell human stories. This is not just currency. It is a piece of remembrance, a piece of history that reminds us what true heroism looks like. Each time you hold this coin, you hold the memory of thousands of Australian soldiers who endured hardship and loss, and the one man who stood among them as a beacon of compassion and leadership. The 1995 Weary Dunlop coin continues to inspire generations. Its emotional connection with history makes it timeless, and its limited mintage ensures that every surviving example becomes more valuable as years pass. Collectors treasure it for its design and historical resonance. It represents the best of humanity, bravery, sacrifice, and kindness in the face of cruelty. That story alone makes it worth more than its weight in metal. Unlike many commemorative coins that fade into obscurity, this one only grows in importance. Each anniversary of the war, each Remembrance Day, collectors and historians alike reflect on its message, and its market value climbs higher with that growing respect. The Weary Dunlop 50-cent coin is a national symbol, one that transcends numismatics. It's part of Australia's soul, capturing the very essence of courage and humanity. When you add one of these coins to your collection, you're not just collecting history, you're preserving a hero's legacy. It's a reminder that even in the darkest times, compassion can light the way. So if you ever find this coin, treat it as a treasure. In pristine form, it can sell for as much as $3,000, but its true worth goes far beyond money. It lies in the story of one man who stood for thousands. The 1995 Sir Edward Weary Dunlop 50-cent coin remains one of the most valuable and inspiring pieces in Australian numismatic history, a timeless tribute to courage, service, and the undying human spirit. Following the heartfelt tribute to Sir Weary Dunlop, Australia celebrated another milestone, the 25th anniversary of its changeover to decimal currency, marked by a special 1995 50-cent coin that honored the nation's bold leap into a modern monetary era. This coin wasn't just another issue from the Royal Australian Mint. It was a commemoration of 25 years since Australia's Great Decimal Changeover, an event that forever transformed the nation's currency system. In 1966, Australia shifted from the old pounds, shillings, and pence to a new, easy-to-use decimal currency. It was a revolutionary change that simplified everyday life and aligned Australia with modern global standards. Fast forward to 1998, a quarter of a century later, the Royal Australian Mint decided to honor this historic transformation with a special edition 50-cent coin that celebrated the power of progress and national identity. The coin's design immediately captured the hearts of collectors. On one side, it proudly displayed the Australian coat of arms, the kangaroo and emu flanking the shield, symbols of strength, unity, and forward movement. But the reverse side told the real story. It featured a bold and distinctive commemorative design, representing 25 years of Australia's decimal currency, a shining tribute to innovation and independence. Struck in copper-nickel and boasting a 12-sided shape, this coin stood out not just in design but in meaning. It wasn't merely currency. It was a time capsule of Australia's journey through modernization. The 1998 50-cent coin was released to the public, but only a limited number were produced in special mint sets and collector editions, instantly making it a target for serious numismatists across the country. Over the years, collectors realized that this coin wasn't just commemorative. It was a symbol of Australia's national pride, a link between the past and the present, and a celebration of the country's rich minting tradition. Many of these coins entered circulation, but the proof and uncirculated versions remained in pristine condition, tucked away by those who understood their future value. Today, these coins are sought after worldwide, not just for their limited mintage, but for their deep historical and emotional significance. Collectors are willing to pay handsome prices for well-preserved examples, especially those graded in top condition by professional coin certification services. On the market, the maximum value of a high-grade 1998 50-cent coin has been recorded at over $500, depending on rarity, strike quality, and condition. Some proof versions have even reached beyond $700 when presented in original mint packaging. And while ordinary circulation coins might sell for smaller sums, the true value lies in those pristine collector-grade examples that represent the very best of Australian numismatic craftsmanship. But beyond the numbers, this coin holds something more powerful, a story of change, celebration, and identity. It reminds Australians of a pivotal chapter in their history, when an entire nation boldly stepped into a new era of currency. Every collector who owns this coin holds not just metal, but a piece of history, a shining artifact that connects generations through pride and progress. So, if you ever come across a 1998 Australian 50-cent coin with the 25th anniversary decimal changeover design, hold on to it, because it's more than just a coin. It's a treasure of Australian heritage, a reminder of how far the nation has come. And who knows, your coin could be the next one to sell for hundreds of dollars, capturing the heart of a collector who truly understands its legacy. Cherish it, protect it, and let it shine, for this remarkable 1998 50-cent piece stands as one of the most valuable and meaningful Australian coins ever made. After commemorating Australia's remarkable journey into the decimal age, the spotlight shifted to the vast heart of the nation, the 2002 Year of the Outback 50-cent coin, a stunning tribute to the land, the spirit, and the people who define Australia's rugged beauty. The year 2002 was declared the Year of the Outback, to honor the people, culture, and landscapes that make up Australia's vast interior, the rugged, remote regions that have shaped its history and soul. To mark this national celebration, the Royal Australian Mint produced a special commemorative 50-cent coin that immediately stood out as one of the most meaningful releases of the modern era. This coin was created to celebrate resilience, endurance, and the spirit of those who live and work across the Australian outback. From farmers and truck drivers to indigenous communities and explorers who have called this tough, yet beautiful land home for generations. The obverse of the coin, as tradition dictates, features the dignified portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley. But it's the reverse that truly tells Australia's story, a stunning design that symbolizes the land's vastness and strength. The reverse side was designed by John Skillington and showcases a bold map of Australia centered within the coin, encircled by pathways representing the endless trails that weave through the outback. It's a simple yet profound depiction of the land that has tested and inspired Australians for centuries. This 50-cent piece, struck in cupronickel and retaining its signature 12-sided shape, weighs 15.55 grams and shines with a soft metallic brilliance that perfectly complements its meaning. Every edge, every surface, reflects the grit and glory of the Australian spirit. When it was first released in 2002, collectors instantly recognized that this wasn't just another commemorative coin. It was a tribute to the very heart of the nation. Demand surged, and those who secured pristine examples soon found themselves holding a piece of history. What makes this coin so valuable today is its emotional resonance combined with its limited minting. It celebrates not a single event, but an entire way of life, the people who make the Outback their home, and the land that defines their resilience. In uncirculated or proof condition, this 2002 year of the Outback 50-cent coin can reach impressive prices in the collector market. Premium quality examples, particularly those in presentation sets or special mint packaging, have been known to sell for up to $2,500, reflecting both rarity and reverence. Over time, this coin has come to symbolize national identity. It represents not just geography, but the Australian heart itself. That symbolism fuels its collector appeal and ensures that its value will only continue to rise. Every detail of its design captures the beauty of isolation, the vastness of the red desert, and the endurance of those who thrive where the land challenges every breath. It's a piece of art that speaks of courage, survival, and connection to country. Collectors around the world admire this coin for its authenticity and depth. It doesn't just commemorate an event, it honors a lifestyle, a culture, and a land that remains untamed and awe-inspiring. Those who own one in pristine condition hold more than a collectible. They hold a symbol of the Australian story. It is a coin that connects people to their roots, their heritage, and the spirit of exploration that continues to define the nation. Even decades later, the year of the Outback coin remains one of the standout issues in Australia's modern numismatic history. Its design, meaning, and scarcity make it a treasured possession for both passionate collectors and patriotic Australians. The coin's value continues to grow as its story is passed from one generation of collectors to the next. Every sale, every display, every mention of it reignites admiration for the land it represents. It's a coin that demands respect, not because of its age, but because of the message it carries. It stands as a reminder that the soul of Australia lies not just in its cities, but in its wide, open heart, the Outback. So if you ever come across a 2002 Australian Year of the Outback 50-cent coin, look closely. You may be holding a treasure that celebrates not only a nation, but the people who make it extraordinary. In mint condition, its market price can climb as high as $2,500, but its real worth lies in its story, a story of endurance, freedom, and pride. The 2002 Year of the Outback Australian 50-cent coin remains one of the most valuable and meaningful commemorative coins ever produced, a shining reminder of Australia's untamed beauty, enduring strength, and the indomitable spirit of its people. From the sweeping landscapes of the Outback, Australia's next great coin celebrated the energy of sport and unity. The 2005 50-cent piece for the 2006 Melbourne Commonwealth Games, a shining symbol of national pride and the spirit of competition that brought the world together on Australian soil. In 2006, Melbourne hosted one of the most unforgettable Commonwealth Games in history, a gathering of nations bound by friendly competition and shared heritage. But the story of the coin begins a year earlier, in 2005, when the Royal Australian Mint struck a special 50-cent coin to mark this historic sporting event. This coin was more than a commemorative issue. It was a national celebration captured in metal. Designed to build excitement ahead of the Games, it represented Australia's spirit of teamwork, perseverance, and excellence. Every detail of the coin's design reflects the nation's passion for sport and its place on the world stage. On the obverse, the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Ian Rank Broadley, provides the classic royal dignity we expect from Australia's coinage. But it's the reverse that turns heads, a vibrant and modern design featuring the official logo of the 2006 Commonwealth Games, along with stylized lines suggesting athletic movement and energy. The design was bold, dynamic, and forward-looking, perfectly suited for a new century and a nation eager to showcase its power and potential to the world. It was struck in the signature dodecagonal shape, measuring 31.5 millimeters and weighing 15.55 grams, composed of durable cupronickel that gleams with timeless brilliance. Released in both circulation and collector-quality proof editions, the 2005 Commonwealth Games 50-cent coin instantly became a sensation. Australians across the country sought to collect it, not only as a keepsake of the Games, but as a symbol of national pride. The limited mintage of special collector versions, along with the excitement surrounding the Melbourne Games, made it a must-have for numismatists and sports enthusiasts alike. Over time, this coin has grown even more desirable, especially in uncirculated or proof condition. Collectors know that this coin represents a turning point, a blend of tradition and modern design that captures a moment when Australia stood tall before the world. Its scarcity, especially in mint sets or perfect condition, has driven its value ever higher. Today, pristine examples of this remarkable coin can fetch up to $3,000, depending on their grade and presentation. That's a powerful return for a coin that originally circulated as everyday change, but has since become a prized treasure. The 2005 Melbourne Commonwealth Games coin is more than silver-colored metal. It's a symbol of unity. It commemorates athletes who pushed the limits, spectators who cheered with passion, and a nation that came together in celebration of excellence. Each coin carries the memory of that grand event, the opening ceremonies, the flags waving high, and the unforgettable performances that made Australia proud. It's not just a coin, it's a time capsule of energy, triumph, and national joy. What makes it so valuable is not just rarity but significance. It marks a global moment when Melbourne captured the world's attention, proving that sport could unite nations and inspire generations. Over the years, collectors from across the world have sought this coin, drawn by its history, design, and powerful symbolism. And as more time passes, fewer perfect specimens remain, only increasing its worth in the market. Its beauty lies in its purpose. It's not about wealth alone, but about what it represents: courage, teamwork, and the human spirit. Owning this coin is like holding a piece of history that still glows with pride and victory. The coin story reminds us that the smallest objects can carry the greatest meaning. It connects every collector, every Australian, and every admirer of history to a moment of shared glory. Even today, more than a decade later, the 2005 Melbourne Commonwealth Games 50-cent coin continues to shine as one of the most valuable and respected commemorative issues ever produced by the Royal Australian Mint. For those lucky enough to possess one, it's more than just a collectible, it's a legacy, a tangible reminder of when Australia's sporting spirit lit up the world. And if you happen to find this rare gem in pristine condition, know that you could be holding a treasure worth as much as $3,000, a shining reward for preserving a piece of Australia's proudest sporting history. The 2005 50-cent coin for the 2006 Melbourne Commonwealth Games remains a brilliant symbol of determination, celebration, and national pride. One of the most valuable coins ever struck in modern Australian history.